You're tuned in to the Foxboro Beatcast, a podcast for Patriots fans by Patriots fans. And here's your host, Kaleb McChesney.
Hello and welcome to the Foxboro Beatcast, everybody. This is a little show we like to call the Beatsides, which is kind of removed from the usual topics from this channel, which I hate to call them usual topics because I haven't done anything in a month. Nice to see you, everybody. Alongside me here for this special Beatsides episode are two of my good pals. You can check them out on Floral Foolishness. Sports. I was hoping somebody would jump in. Thank you.
You jumped
for
to
that.
it too quick. You don't know how our show works at all.
Like,
Also,
how long am I? What is
that
the
guy's
wait
voice
time
over.
that I'm supposed to have
We
for
need to
that?
get him on Floral.
Like probably a good 20 to 30 seconds is about my wait
20
time.
to 30. I was expected to sit here for 20 to 30 seconds.
Yeah, I either do it as Stoczy is talking or I wait a good 30 to 45 seconds. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day.
All right. Well, this thing is already off to a beaming start. Me screwing up your intro like that. To my whichever side this side's on is my good pal Stoczy, and to the bottom is our good pal Phelps. I will let them introduce themselves in that order. Again, anything's open. You can have an opening statement like the good old days in the plastered verse if you want. You can just come through with anything you want to say. There's no time limit. There's no Jepson's Malort shots. There's no, cucumber Gatorade chugging. I mean, there's none of that. There's none of that here. So, Stokes, I'll let you kind of take the reins.
Well, somewhere JJ is very disappointed that he can't chug more Gatorade.
Well, it's because he got no shoes.
Yeah, no shoes. No shoes. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Stoczy. Phelps and I, we do this stupid ass show, the worldwide leader in dumbass sports news, because nobody else wants that title, and we haven't been on the air in like a month, so this is our first time. Probably in about a month on the air. So that's
the last time we did it, was it on the 4th of July or like the day before?
4th of July weekend.
Yeah, sometime that. Yeah. Anyways, been running around and getting it. So there's that. So I'm not going to try and do any deep cuts here. I'm just going to say something fucking hilarious that I saw, probably, let's call it 3 hours ago. Went and saw Deadpool, which was hilarious.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. It has nothing to do with that. It is this wonderful human being who came in with his parents and sat in front of us to the show. And I think he was about 17 or so. And on the front of his shirt, it said, "Fish love me, women fear me." And on the back, it said, "Because I fuck the fish." This kid had to have just been 17, and he is walking in dead ass, just like, "Yep, you got a fucking problem with me fucking fish."
Did you have any interactions with him? Did you jump in and say, "Hey, dude, awesome shirt. Where do I get one?"
No, but if Jesus walked up to you, would you go up and be like, "Yo, what up? Give me some of them fish"? No, and especially after this conversation, perverts.
But Deadpool, good movie.
Deadpool, yeah, highly recommend it. I think Marvel's earned a stay of execution, so very good,
very good. Phelps, your turn.
What's up, guys? Happy to be back in New England, even though I'm the only one of the three of us not currently in New England. I've done my time in Mass. So I'm going to talk about a state that's almost New England for a minute here. We're going to just, get on topic here. New York is basically New England. I know you guys don't claim it. They don't claim New England.
What have you brought to this? What have you brought to this program already?
Out.
No.
So I'm going to talk about people who just have insecurities in their life because this is very important.
You mean people who suggest New York as a part of New England?
I do have insecurities.
Connecticut, like if you were going to say like Connecticut is more New York than New England, I would have given you that.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, then we're going to call fucking New England North and New England South. So New England South, which in this case isn't even Island, is where I'm going with this. I coach a lacrosse team. Coach club teams. We went to Long Island last week to go play in a tournament, and there was a Long Island official who I'm just going to go ahead and say that he probably has children who like don't even call him dad; they just call him like bitch boy. I think he has that level of insecurities in his life. So he's doing a fine job, and we're like a quarter into the game. And his partner makes a bad call. And I start going at his partner, and he basically comes over and he's like, Coach, you can't be talking to me that way. And I go, sir, you're over here? I'm yelling down there, specifically nowhere near you. And he's like, well, I'm an official. You can't say these kind of things to me. I go, sir, I wasn't even talking to you. I didn't even know you were here. You're basically non-existent right now. So we move on farther into the game. Fourth quarter, he makes a fucking shit call. Not important. Doesn't really matter. He makes this shitty call. So my players come off the field. We give up a goal because of it. I motherfuck one of my players, basically. I'm like, you got to fucking slide there. And so 20, 25 seconds goes by. We go to the face-off X. The official goes to line up the face-off, looks right over at me and goes, Coach, if you're going to keep cursing at me, I'm going to keep ignoring you. And I look at him and I go, sir, I haven't talked to you since the first quarter. What the fuck is your problem? And he's like, exactly, just like that. I'm going to keep ignoring you. And I go, you can keep ignoring me. We don't have issues. Play the fucking game. So
it is very obvious this guy does not have friends.
Where I'm going with this is that I was essentially going to say to Stocz's point, if humans aren't your friends, make friends with the fish, and then maybe you can fuck them.
No, just friends.
Fish are friends, not fuck buddies.
Yeah, and not friends with benefits.
Well, it depends on what the benefit is. If the benefit is friendship, then actually they are friends with benefits.
Well, glad that we could that we can cover both sports and bestiality all in one.
You glad to have
one intro
sports on the Beatcast?
Seriously, yeah. All right. So,
are you going to give a statement?
Me?
Yeah.
Part of this as we are.
Yeah, but before we get to that, what's everybody sipping on?
I don't even.
I still got my store brand water here. I forgot to go and get some fun juice while I was out, so that's a shame. Been very frugal with the money lately because I had check engine light thing earlier this week. It went away magically just today, just gone completely.
Sometimes.
Just nowhere. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not complaining.
The check engine light works in mysterious ways.
No, seriously. And I'm due for inspection in August, and like when we're like late July here, and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, are you serious?
Wait until you get into your 30s and your human check engine light comes on every day. No, I'm drinking Shell Rings Ale Works Arias from Port Royal, South Carolina, which I'm not convinced is a real place because there's no royalty in South Carolina. I don't even think there's ports here. Go ahead. What you got, Stoczy?
Yeah, so I'm classing up the joint. Got some Old Forester 1920s.
Oh, yeah.
Bourbon that you can't see because it's in front of bar.
Ironically, was not actually distilled in the 20s. They just call it that. But that's a fun fact.
It could have been distilled in the 2020s. Yeah.
Yeah. But the recipe was actually derived during Prohibition.
Recipe, yes. That particular
they brewed it. Well, not this one, of course, but yeah. So, anyways, McChesney, give us a statement, baby.
Yeah, so I went and saw Blink-182 at Fenway Park this week. Got this nice T-shirt. Very fun show. I don't know if I'd do field seats at Fenway again, though. The stage isn't high enough. You're kind of watching through people, and my poor brother Christian, he's 5'9" on a good day. He's got to watch through like 6'3" Thad and Brad in front of him, and it was just a bad deal for him. But he drove all the way to Boston in his little Subaru Impreza. I know, Stokes, that's your all-time favorite car to follow in traffic.
Oh no, it's Cybertrucks now. They follow me.
Yeah, it's true. If you watch Floral Foolishness, Cybertrucks have overtaken Subarus. Oh wait, what if Subaru comes out with a Cybertruck?
The Subaru Elon collab. Stokes might follow through.
The Cyberu truck.
Oh my god! Now
that feels like a Terminator movie, like B-side. Like we wanted to include it, but we couldn't find a spot for it.
Terminator's documentary. They're just waiting for that scene to happen.
Oh god, yeah, it's gonna be terrible. So the past 2 months, so I saw no Cybertrucks. I went and visited my parents in South Carolina, and I saw like 5. Went to Ohio. Yeah, I know it exists. It's weird. This past week, and I finally saw my first Cybertruck that was wrecked. It was awesome, and it was going into a rainstorm.
I was going to say,
you know anything about
one that was wrecked? That's the first one you've seen that was actually operable.
yeah. His whole front right panel was fucked up. It was great, and he had all of his Instagram stuff on there. So I thought, this fucking fits.
You know what my opening statement should have been, going back to Terminator for a second here. Quad Brutal is out, which for anybody who doesn't know, Austrian Death Machine, fucking amazing. But Terminator, they should do a reboot, and in the reboot, it should be, I need your clothes, your boots, and your Cybertruck. And then Arnold just gets stuck in a fucking rainstorm, and John Connor's just never caught or killed because the Cybertruck can't leave the rainstorm.
So Elon's incompetence saves the human race?
Yes, in this scenario, yes. There's we go back to like 1980, and like Elon's getting bullied as a kid, and Arnold shows up there, and he's like, "Stop! I need this child not to get bullied, so he can go on to make the Cybertruck, so the Terminators will never take over the world."
Tell him his daddy does not own a diamond mine.
Who is your daddy, and what Cybertruck does he drive?
Oh, brother.
It's the one with 4 cows.
No, I'm glad that we could trash Elon on this podcast. It's the one thing I haven't done yet.
We'll trash him more. Come on, pile it on.
No, I think just the state of Twitter today is enough to showcase just how
it's called X, sir.
Yeah, and I don't know, dead name his app just like he dead names his kid. Like, I don't care. Let's keep it going before the people come at me. We have a fun show for you guys this week. We have some college football to go over. Not the real stuff, the video game that came out a couple of weeks ago. The Olympics are here. We're going to talk about some should-be sports, and then we're going to close it with some of the things in sports that we're looking forward to the rest of the year, because I don't know how often we're going to get together again. So I gotta keep sure that we keep the big ideas open and make sure that we can get it all in there. So, Jeremy, Stokes, thanks for coming on. Let's get right to this thing, shall we?
Thanks for hosting Floral Foolishness this week, McChesney.
Seriously, I'll post it on both platforms.
You're doing more than we have for the past month, so love it.
All right. The internet and sports gaming community have been obsessed with the new College Football 25 video game that was released just over a week ago. It brings a new energy to the world of sports simulation video games that Madden has disappointed in the last 15 years. I can't name a Madden that I've played more than like in the first month, past October. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, the game sucks, and we all kind of understand. Since like the first one I bought, which was like Madden 11 with like Drew Brees on the cover. So real happy with this college football game. The little bit I've played, as much as I blow, but neither here nor there. The game includes create a team mode. This can allow you to bring any school, fake or real, into the game, put them in a conference, and build their program from the bottom up. I've seen everything from Monsters University from Monsters Inc. I don't know if either of you guys have seen that movie. It's awesome. It's very good for a Pixar sequel or prequel, I guess it would be considered. There's Blue Mountain State. Obviously, that's a staple of the Plasterverse. And everything in between. So here's the deal, fellas. I want you guys to come up with one program that isn't featured in the game and pitch them to this audience as to why they should build them up. Think about the community, what they're famous for, and what they bring to the table as a potential collegiate football program. Phelps, I'll start with you.
That's a dangerous decision to start with me.
Well, I like the second segment a lot better for you to finish with.
Okay. So I have multiple in my head, but I'll give you guys the best one that I have right here.
Rip them through. There's no strict rule on one. You can rip them all if you want.
I'm going to start this. We'll see how it goes. So the one above all else that we need to pitch here to the audience that does not currently exist because college football is a bunch of dicks is the Flint Floppy Wieners. Now, the Flint Floppy Wieners, as you know, are obviously coached by Jackie Moon, Flint's fucking gift to the world. Playing the Flint, Michigan Mega Bowl. That is the name of their stadium. And the Floppy Wieners, really on any given day, based off of what the city of Flint has to offer, which is very, very little.
Definitely not water.
Definitely not water. I was basically going to go on a whole rant about water for a second there and just talk about how, when fucking Coach Prime was at Jackson State, they didn't have any water there for like 3 weeks on Coach Prime.
And that's why they have Prime hydration all over Flint.
Well, and that's why we're going to get flop hydration. You're just going to go flop, flop, flop. So think about it. Now, with any given team, you've got great chants. You've got great cheers. Imagine you walk into the Flint, Michigan Mega Bowl, fucking Floppy Wiener faithful going crazy. It's 3rd and short. And as
now, what is the unofficial nickname of the Floppy Wiener faithful?
3rd and short. As 3rd and short comes up, you look around the crowd and you just hear the crowd just go flop, 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 flop. You think you're getting a fucking first down on that shit? No. And here's why you should be a Floppy Wieners fan. You want me to pitch this to the crowd? Simple answer. We'll have the best 3rd and short defense in the fucking country.
Very good. Very good. I hope that either one, somebody's created the Floppy Wieners already on the community file share. But if they haven't, Phelps, I'll give you my copy of the game. I'll let you get in on it right away.
I would love to, other than the fact that EA is a bunch of dicks. So my Xbox One is not cool enough. I got to get a fucking Series X. So fuck you, Microsoft, and your crashing computers.
God, the world is so insane. I already forgot about that whole thing with the computers all crashing down nationwide and canceling every flight known to man. Stokes, I'll go to you. What is your proposal to the people to rebuild in their college football dynasties?
Yeah, so this one is a no fucking brainer. Mostly because this is a school that is already existing and thriving in the world of illegal payments to youth. I am, of course, talking about Mount Union. If you don't know who Mount Union is a Division III, let's loosely call them a school.
Are they like Bishop Sycamore Plus? Is that what I'm getting at?
Sort of.
At least the Bishop kids can spell their high school. Mount Union is like, son, what do you want to do with your life? Do you want to football? Coach our football. Have I got a scholarship for you, young man? We're going to change the
Blindside 2.
Oh, yeah. You're going to run into as many legal problems at Mount Union as you would with another.
Of course, it's in Ohio. That adds up.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. But they are just all the time like favorites to win the national title game. They recruit
D3
people
and
for D3.
Basically a D1 program.
Yeah, they are a D1 program. It's where all the D1 kids who were told, yeah, you don't have to read to come here. And then they're like second string and then are academically ineligible. They end up at Mount Union.
13 national titles, 34 conference titles.
Which, ironically, not a single player on any of those 13 national championship teams can count to 13 because they only have 10 fingers.
Hey, now they count the pinky twice, and they get another middle finger in there. It adds up to 13.
They can count anything twice. You're giving them way too much credit. One. What comes after one?
Football.
One football hike. I go run.
Yeah, and then they win. But yeah, so that is my submission: is a team who's already doing it better than everybody else, just at the D3 level.
And like I said, they're in Ohio, great pipeline state for sure. A lot of football talent coming out of the certainly existent streets of Ohio. I got one. I think I went a little more serious than you guys did.
I was dead fucking serious.
I was serious too.
You had a lot of there was a lot of comedic value with your pick. Mine doesn't have a ton of comedic value. I'm sure that we'll create it as we go along. But my pick is the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. Okay.
Oh, let's fucking go. Yes.
Lay the lumber for life, baby. Lay the lumber for life.
Up in Flagstaff, Arizona, the alma mater of USFL legend and the single game passing touchdowns leader, quarterback Case Cookus. They're a one-time FCS champion in 2003. They're a 1-6 record in title games, and they're a 2-time Big Sky Conference champions.
They went 7 times.
No, seriously, right? The Athletics are known to have a distinct advantage due to the near 7,000 foot above sea level elevation, and they play at the Walk-Up Sky Dome, which I think I read was made out of timber, so that's cool. The Lumberjacks themselves, they cut it down and they built the Sky Dome for them. They host 10,000 fans there. They play the Grand Canyon Trophy game against the stupid Mormons of Southern Utah.
Fucking losers.
Ooh. The Lumberjacks host the trophy, and they don't even defend it until September 9th, 2028. They have this series lead 16-10, and they're on a 3-game win streak. As far as that game goes,
that's how long it's going to take the Mormons to get in their horse and buggy over there.
No, seriously, right. But yeah, no, I think the Lumberjacks they deserve the recognition. They have some cool uniforms up there. I think Flagstaff as a whole is kind of forgotten about. I mean, you think of the Arizona cities, you think of Tucson, you certainly think of Phoenix. And then obviously you got Flagstaff up in the mountains. I think the Lumberjacks are a great team to fill in there. You're going to start off pretty low overall. You put them in the Fun Belt Conference, and you just let it go. You let it go. You let it roll. You bring them
in college football. So let's fucking rage. Fun Belt it is.
Yeah, no, seriously. I think if you're going to pick any school, you should start them in the Fun Belt because you're guaranteed to have the most fun. It's in the name. So
it's true. I'd like to say the MAC, but then you have to go to Detroit, and that's just not what you want to do. So yeah, no, Fun Belt does sound a lot more fun than that.
No, seriously, like I say, it's in the name, Fun Belt.
Oh man,
Belts, I understand you have some B-sides, and this is the beat side. So let's hear some of the ideas that you didn't go with.
I do have some B-sides. I think the Syracuse Soldier Boys would be a great team to have.
And why is that?
Well, because you can Superman that hoe. I think if we're going Mississippi, the Laurel Lane Trains would be a fucking incredible team to have, where your mascot's just Thomas the Tank Engine with Lane Kiffin's face on it. And obviously your big rival there is every team in the state of Texas, because people in Mississippi don't know geography. And then I also think the Utah, how many bricks could a John Smith break if a John Smith could break bricks, would be a great team to have as well.
No, you're gonna have certainly a lot of great work ethic on that last one there.
And obviously they're going to be rivals with Northern Arizona, so they'll build that trophy by hand, probably out of wood,
and then the Lumberjacks will take it, as they always do.
They'll cut it down. I don't know if they'll take it.
They'll take it down and they'll add it to the Sky Dome and make it the Sky Superdome.
The Super Sky Dome, yes.
They'll add one seat, so it's technically a new stadium.
Yeah, so those are our NCAA 25 top rebuild teams. Make sure you get on that. Go to the created file shared database that they have over there and just rip it down. I started an Arizona State dynasty, and week 1 I got pummeled because I had no idea what I was doing.
Yep.
So just kind of left it there. There is a UNH file on that game, and I haven't downloaded it yet, but I've been told that the uniforms kind of look like the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Because Cowboys and Lions are the same thing.
Yeah, no, seriously. All right. So if we're done with collegiate footballs here, let's just get right into the second segment that I have for you all here. I hope that you brought your best. As we are all aware, the Olympic Games are here, and they're ready to take over the world of sports for the next 2 weeks. And I say the world of sports, I really mean they just told NASCAR to get the hell out of NBC for 2 weeks and take a month off. America's finest is out in Paris representing the red, white, and blue for the Summer Games, and will surely bring home more than a couple of medals. But I think we can add even more games to the Olympics here. I want to go around the table and come up with a handful of ideas to propose to the Olympic Committee to expand the games to some key areas that I think they're missing. Let's hear the idea, boys. Make your pitch or pitches and convince the listeners why your ideas should be in the Olympic Games. Stokes, I'm going to you first.
So are we just going to do this as a list or just do one at a time?
I would just rip them off.
Just rip them.
Yeah.
Just rip. Okay. So, of course, the first game that we're missing is actually a two-parter. And it is...
Oh, it's a mystery.
Not really. You've all heard of the first part, the caber toss, but you haven't heard of the caber catch.
Outline the uninformed listeners how this game is supposed to go.
Well, if you've seen a telephone pole, imagine some fucking big dude coming up and fucking launching this thing. That's the caber toss. The caber catch is what happens on the back end.
And then they run a relay for it.
Yeah. After you catch it, you got to reset it and fucking throw it again. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
And you know what? I'm going to add a wrinkle to this. Okay, there's a small, tiny wrinkle. Hopefully, this doesn't just overthrow everybody's plans here. I want you to name the athlete or athletes that you think should be representing the United States in these games.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay, so for caber toss, it's got to be Joey Chestnut. For caber catch, it has to be Bronny James. So there we go.
Which makes sense because he can't be the tosser because he won't hit Joey. He'll miss it by 12 feet.
Is Chestnut allowed to wear his vegan hot dog sponsor on his jersey anywhere? Or are you going to ban him for that?
Well, of course he is.
He can wear a vegan hot dog jersey, but he can't wear a vegan telephone pole jersey.
No, we're not.
That's where we draw the line.
We got to draw it somewhere.
Impossible pole. Fuck you.
All right,
so my first is also an obvious if you've ever watched any show I've been on, and it's combat juggling. Obviously needs to be in the Olympics.
Yes.
Combat juggling?
Yes.
So,
this is a thing.
It's a real sport, and the reason I'll convince your listeners here, just go Google combat juggling, and in 30 seconds you'll be entranced by whatever the fuck this is. Who should represent us in a combat juggling competition? I know he's not American, but I'm going to say Oscar Pistorius.
You think he'd sign on with the red, white, and blue?
I think for combat juggling he would. I also think, let's see. I also think Patrick Mahomes, but only because I feel like he'd just be bitching to the officials the entire time that he got fouled.
Is there fouls in combat juggling?
I assume. I don't know.
like no dick shots and no
dick shots. I don't think you can like beat somebody over the head with your, I don't know, pin. And I don't know. There's probably rules about like if women can be in the audience, they probably can't because guys will pop boners when they run around because there's a bunch of virgins. I don't really know. I just think that there's an audience for combat juggling because I just feel like that's a worldwide phenomenon.
I certainly hope that we built this audience here. My first one and really my only one now that I got to think about it. I've had this idea with a couple of people, and I understand why this will never happen because it is just super problematic, and it's you don't want this actually. You don't want to advertise this kind of thing, but drunk iRacing. You get these because you don't want to actually put anybody in harm. Obviously, we don't want to throw.
It's iRacing.
Debatable.
Fine.
If you're signing up to be an Olympic athlete, you're signing up to be in harm's way.
What do you think
combat juggling? Sure, but I just I want to make sure that I'm not promoting drunk driving. So we're gonna have it. We're gonna have it be drunk iRacing. I mean, if we want to have drunk bumper carts, I mean that's cool. But how are you gonna like keep score on that? I mean, a drunk demolition derby. Who gets the gold there? Obviously not Elon with a Cybertruck. Anyway,
there's an easy answer to that. Whoever's able to make it to the top of the podium.
So you're basically saying Mario Kart DUI should be an Olympic sport?
I second that.
Yes. And I don't know if we're gonna do like the stock car iRacing or like the F1 arcade. I don't know if you've seen like the systems they have over there, which I really want to go see in Boston. Looks like it's got a bar and it's an arcade full of F1 systems. Looks fun. Anyways, I think that it would be awesome to see a drunk iRacing event just to see which drivers are the best when under the influence. I don't care if it's open wheel or stock car. And my nomination is the Georgia Bulldogs football team because all they ever do is get in trouble for DUI.
Kirby Smart winning 2 natties this year. He's winning a worldie.
He's going to coach them, obviously. But that's my vote. Georgia Bulldogs, either their wide receivers or their defensive linemen, whichever position group wants to screw up the most in that particular offseason. And we'll go from there. And I think United States will bring home the gold. Go Bulldogs. Stokes, I understand that you had some other sports.
Oh yeah, I do. So my second one is a new sport that I hope really catches on. I think the kids are really going to have fun with this one. It's called Making LeBron James Cry. And since we have to pick somebody to represent,
there are some obvious choices here.
Yes, there are. But I'm going with the true GOAT of this, and that's Delonte West. So,
not Lance Stevenson.
That was like the first one that came to my mind, Lance Stevenson.
No,
maybe like Tim Duncan or Kawhi Leonard.
A dude that can come up to you and be like, hey, I've also been where you've been and your mother. Come on, that's an advantage.
Jesus Christ. Hey.
I've got 4 more, so that's
are there any athletes that are like not American that would really exceed at that game of making LeBron cry? Like who would threaten us for the gold in that one? Good question.
Of making LeBron cry.
Jokic, maybe?
I feel like Zinedine Zidane would be great at that.
He just comes in and headbutts him.
I mean, I would cry over that. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Luka.
Yeah,
maybe.
That'd be the one gold that was it from Slovenia? Is that where he's from? No idea. Latvia. That's
No,
that's Tingus
Croatia?
Pingus. That's where Porzingis is from.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Somebody tell us where Luke is
Serbia?
from. No, that's Jokic. I don't think Jokic and them are. Maybe they are because they get along really well off the court.
Slovenia.
Oh, look at me! I had it. Phelps, what's your next one?
My next one's skinny guy wrestling. It's just like normal wrestling, but you're not allowed to weigh over 115 pounds. And yeah, that's basically the extent of it.
You got an American nomination?
Anybody under 115 pounds. It's a two-parter. I also think that professional wrestling should be an Olympic sport. I don't know how it would work. I don't know how you're going to script it for what country to win. And Stone Cold Steve Austin would be my vote for that. I just imagine
Steve Austin now.
Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin now. It's like some French dude, because they're in France right now, comes down to the ring and he's like showboating, and then they're like, and representing the United States, the Stone Cold Stunner, gold to the U.S.
Listen, if it wasn't so problematic, I would probably nominate Brock Lesnar for like real wrestling and professional wrestling.
Cool. Dude, if
but
they don't drug test the Olympics, absolutely Brock Lesnar.
Hey, you've seen the film Icarus. You know they don't do that too good. Get him in.
Brock flies way too close to the sun.
Yeah, and for skinny guy wrestling, I think we should nominate Carrot Top because he does a lot of cocaine.
I like it.
That's a good one. God, I had one. I had another sport in mind, but I lost it. Son of a bitch.
All right, man. We got plenty more. Stoczy, go.
Yeah.
All right. So this is another real sport coming back to reality here. One that saw depths of perversion and evilness occur to it this year that have already been referenced on this show. I am, of course, saying the hot dog eating competition in which we put up Joey fucking Chestnut to win that shit. Let's go.
Mine also should be a real sport. It probably isn't, but it needs to be. So I'm going to take the best component of a whole bunch of different sports and put them together. What do you get when you put Quidditch together with horse racing? You get fucking hobby horse racing, and that needs to be an Olympic sport. So for anyone on our show who doesn't know, hobby horses are like the wooden fucking broomsticks that have a horse head on the end. Hobby horse racing, we're going to line them up just like a normal horse race, like in the fucking stables and everything down the line. They all get names from rich people the same way that normal horse racing would. And then when they go out there, you hobby horse race. That's just the winner wins. And my submission is Tyreek Hill. Although the issue is he's probably going to get the hobby horse pregnant.
And then break the kid's arm, unfortunately.
Even with the sexless beds in Paris, however did this happen?
I got one. I think something, maybe you guys can help me improve this as I kind of talk it out. I think Uber driving should be an Olympic sport. Okay, whoever has the highest Uber driver rating. Okay, wait, not even that. Passenger rating matters too. Like you guys kind of have to like work together at some.
There's an obvious solution to this.
What?
We combine it with your first one, and the passengers for
Drunk
the Uber driver
driving
rating are the ones that are in the demolition derby. That's how we solve your drunk demolition derby problem.
Yeah, so we have drunk Uber driving. And drunk Uber passengering. So obviously it's like, I think if you like puke in an Uber, it's like a huge like fee that you get charged if that happens. I'm pretty sure that's true.
It's a time deduction. It's like whoever does this Uber course the fastest. I mean, they're in France, they're Europe. Whoever gets them to the club the fastest wins. But like if you throw up, it's like a 7-second deduction.
No, okay. Right. It's like F1, right.
Let's add in another component. Somehow we got to bring Cash Cab into this. I don't know how.
Listen, that's what Russia uses instead of Uber because they kicked out all the American corporations. Like they each can bring in their own like form of Uber driving. That's a Bushism driving. And yeah, so obviously they each have their own system of rating. America obviously just uses the smartphone. You can rate your driver and you can rate the passenger, and they kind of have to work together. That's not even true. Actually, we're going to change this up a little bit. The driver isn't driving the passenger from his own country, so the American might have to drive a Russian around in a Prius.
Ooh.
And an American might get stuck on the back of those stupid, like, little French bicycles that they ride around.
So wait. You don't necessarily get a car. It's whatever country you're from, you get that mode of transportation.
Yeah, it's their form of Ubering. Yes. Whatever, like public transportation, drunk transportation, demolition derby road circuit.
So the Ethiopian team, you're just jumping on one of the skinny wrestlers' backs as he runs.
No. You get a Flintstones car if you're running with Ethiopia.
Kick your feet for a higher rating.
Grant, you're just skiing down the side of a mountain with two baguettes to skis.
And my nomination for that would definitely not be Jameis Winston. I think I still want the Georgia Bulldogs being the driver. But our passenger nomination, and again, they have to be intoxicated, or else this whole thing is just kaput. God, I don't know. That's really hard. Maybe like Jordan Addison, because he's just going to sleep the entire time as they get to LAX, or Michael Floyd, who passed out in the middle of a Phoenix freeway.
Michael Floyd's a front runner, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Like, I think there's an advantage of just passing out because nothing wrong could happen. I think for the most entertaining, I still don't want Jameis Winston. God, no, that's a good one. I'm glad that we expanded on that a little further.
Be an athlete in multiple sports, and Jameis is already in the crab leg eating contest. So
no, crab leg stealing contest.
Well, one leads to the other.
It's a two-parter competition.
I mean,
all right. Who else has some more sports?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yup.
So my next one is also real. And it's a sport that's played in the Middle East, and it's called Buzkashi. Buzkashi is banned internationally. Why, you might ask? It's effectively polo minus the sticks, and the people have to pick up a dead goat carcass and throw it into a tire on the other side of the fucking playing field.
Good Lord.
Amazing.
Yes, Buzkashi is a real fucking thing. It is dead fucking serious.
Really dead serious. Good
for the goat
words there.
Oh yeah.
All right, so who is going to be
Steve
playing this
Biscuit?
game? Do we have a particular goat in mind that'll play the carcass?
Oh, one of them.
Maybe we can use Tom Brady. We can use Tom Brady as the goat.
He's got to be dead, though. Yeah, I don't think your people would like that too much.
Some of them.
Yeah, I guess so. A dead goat. Let's.
Oh, wait, so we could use the carcass of Muhammad Ali.
I'm glad you said it and I didn't.
Babe Ruth. That's the only way you can get Stokes to admit that Babe Ruth is the GOAT if he's used in this game.
Yep, we're using Babe Ruth as the fucking ball. Why don't you call your shot on this one, jackass?
Speaking of jackass, we could get Johnny Knoxville on that. We gotta get him in on something in this. Maybe he can be the drunk passenger. And he just rigs the American car with dumb stuff just because he's Johnny Knoxville. Phelps, what else you got?
I've got karaoke, but you choose the athlete and the song for the other countries. So, like, if I'm, I don't know, if I'm Turkey and I get paired up against the U.S., I can be like, I want Ryan Lochte as the dude singing, and I want him singing my national anthem in Turkish.
In Turkish.
And there's just a panel of people that vote at the end, and whoever has the highest score, which in this case would probably be out of 10, like a 1.4, you win the medal. And my nominee, if you can't tell, is Ryan Lochte.
Who could we really piss off, like, with this combination of singer and anthem? Like, if we made, like, Conor McGregor sing, like, the Russian anthem just to mess with Khabib.
Make him and Khabib do a duet.
Yeah. We can have, like, Kid Rock sing "Oh Canada."
And then him claiming that he lived in Canada.
Did Kid Rock live in Canada?
No.
Do you guys remember back in the day when Coors Light had that like Soul Train song that they sang in all their commercials? Yeah. I think you make Kid Rock sing that song because he's a fucking Miller High Life guy through and through, and that's basically going up against the people.
It's true. Yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a good one for sure. I like the karaoke idea, but strictly anthems. I think that really puts a personal kind of stake on it.
Yeah, but also anthems fucking suck. We need to remake it.
No, they do. I think that the American anthem needs to be changed immediately.
No, it does. It needs to be Hulk Hogan's theme song.
Which one?
I'm a real American.
What, you don't like Hollywood Hulk Hogan as the American anthem?
Right. You tell me that wouldn't fucking amp up some gymnasts before they go do fucking 17 triple axles, dude. We would never lose an Olympic event ever again.
Stokes, you got any more for the beautiful people?
Yeah, this is one that always happens behind the scenes at the Olympics. But we never really see it. And it's called bribing government officials. And I would love for this to become a full, outright above table sport. And
fully televised.
Oh yeah, fully televised.
Mic'd up. All the athletes are mic'd up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the U.S. representative has to be George Santos. So there we go.
I like that idea. That's a good one. I had a thought with that. Like, I'm sure all of us in this room has seen the Borat films. Yeah, I think that we could do something like that, like the best like impractical joke on like high ranking people in society. Like if we had goddamn, like, I don't know, Jason Aldean trying to get Vladimir Putin to say how much he loves America. I think that would be awesome. And the other ideas off of that, I'm willing to entertain.
I could just hear Putin going, I may not love America, but I piss red, white, and blue every morning. That's an STD.
And it's a part of my cancer. It's not anything to do with the country.
I still ride bear.
Oh.
Yeah, something like that would be good.
All right, one more each. Phelps, let's go to you.
All right, I'm going Winter Olympics for a minute here, even though it's the Summer Games.
Okay. Yeah. No rules.
All right. Yeah, no. Let's fucking rage. All right. So you guys know how in the Winter Olympics there's skeleton, there's luge, there's bobsled. There's always things that basically go down this frozen course.
I am familiar with the Mario Party.
Yes. Correct.
Winter Olympic Games. Yeah.
So for my final submission, we keep that, But we change it up that you have an hour to build your skeleton luge or bobsled, and you're only allowed to do it out of cardboard, PVC pipe, or styrofoam.
So we're not hiring the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks to get this job done.
You're not allowed to use wood. Nope. Styrofoam, PCP pipe, PVC pipe, cardboard, and duct tape, and you have 1 hour to build it.
I am picking anybody from the panhandle of Florida to get that done.
I am picking any plumber from the panhandle of Florida to get that done.
And there's a two-parter to it. Not only is it how far do you, actually a three-parter, how far do you get down the luge? How long does it take you to get there? But you also get like a style point out of 10 for like just, I don't know, ingenuity and just like how cool does it look? So there's 3 tiers to how you win this event. Just being the fastest does not win it for you. Also,
no, you need to hit all areas. It's a complete score.
Think like Red Bull Flutentag, whatever they call it, where you like drive the fucking thing off the pier and it just drops into the ocean, but on ice.
I'm a big fan of that.
Me too. Yeah.
Do you agree with our selection of the Florida people to represent us?
Yes, although if we're talking about people trying to be ingenuitive and build shit, I'm going to go a different route here. My submission is the Kardashians.
Maybe it could be like a collaboration project. Like they design it.
No, I want the 3 of them to have to build something themselves by hand that they created. And
so you don't want us winning the gold medal. You just want to see them suffer.
You want the first round elimination.
What's the Mr. Irrelevant of an Olympic event? What medal do you get for that? Like the pewter? I want
you get invited to not come back.
Well, there
you
we
pay
go.
the taxes for the other medal winners.
Well, then I hope like Ethiopia wins because they have no tax. They don't pay for much. Stokes, one more.
Okay, so my last one was actually a statement on a current
so an amendment
Olympic game. Yeah, sort of. That's coming up in 2028. Flag football.
Yep.
Why?
CTE, bro.
It is the most god-awful boring sport I have ever seen in my life. When it was recreation. Do what?
I mean, it's fun when it's like chaos and it's a bunch of 10-year-olds.
Dude, I mean, all of I don't know why ESPN this past week was like, all right, we have the only coverage of professional flag football or whatever the fuck it is. And just everything about it disturbed me on a very deep level. Like you had all of these kids who were like, yeah, we're going to play flag football in college. You didn't say that when Jay and I were going to high school, man.
Can I also say that too? Because I saw it. It was on at the gym. Half the kids also had mouth guards in, but not like the normal mouth guards, like the NFL mouth guards that like come halfway like out of your mouth.
Looks like a pacifier. Yeah.
They look like
it's
pacifiers.
Fucking flag football. Why?
I never wore my mouth guard when I played in 8th grade.
Yeah. Dude, I haven't worn a mouth guard in lacrosse in fucking 20 years of playing the game. I have a helmet. The helmet does what I need it to do. It's a non-contact sport.
Yeah.
Is lacrosse an Olympic sport?
It will be a version of it in 28.
Sixes will be, which is
flag lacrosse.
Dude, basically, sixes is fucking stupid. That's a conversation all its own, completely unrelated to this. But dude, fuck sixes, fuck the Olympics, and fuck U.S. lacrosse for being like, dude, if we get lacrosse into the Olympics, the game will grow. Fuck you. Who the fuck cares about the Olympics? Has power walking grown because it's in the Olympics? No. Getting lacrosse in the Olympics is going to fucking grow it. Go fuck yourself. That's all I have to say.
Literally, the only Olympic game that I might tune into is the basketball game. Like, I like a lot of the players that we have on that roster. 2 of them from my favorite team, the Phoenix Suns. We got Booker and Durant on that team. I really hope that they do well. I hope that Booker wins the Olympic MVP, which I don't know if it exists or not, but it damn well should be.
Probably not. And, dude, they barely beat.
And if it does, I am the single voter on it, and Devin Booker's getting it every time.
If LeBron had taken over, they don't fucking beat South Sudan. They're not winning a medal. There's no shot.
Yeah, and that's how he got to be the fucking flag bearer. I mean, it came out right like after that game.
Yeah.
Just
side note, U.S. soccer, which I don't understand. So maybe I'm completely off on this. Why does the U.S. national women's team get to play, but on the men's side, the U23 team plays?
Because the men's side sucks, I guess. I don't know.
I really don't understand the Olympics at all. But like on the men's side, it's a U23 for everybody. Because like for France, fucking Mbappe wasn't on that team yesterday when they kicked the shit out of the U.S. But the U.S. women's team is the women's national team with fucking what's her name, Lindsey Horan, who's like 30, is on that team. But on the men's side, it's U23s. I don't get it. Fuck the Olympics. They used to be able to have NHL players. Now there's not NHL players. The Olympics are stupid. But no, dude, the U.S. U23 men's soccer team is going to get fucking shit kicked.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Beatsides games would go over a lot better than the actual Olympics are going to go. Like when I did my 2-3 months of going to the gym back in 2021. It was in the middle of that coverage, and I could assure you that I didn't watch a single thing that was going on. Like they had tennis going on. I'm like, what the hell are we doing?
Yep.
And I'm very upset that NASCAR got pushed 2 weeks to deal with this crap. Thanks, NBC.
NASCAR would be a decent Olympic sport, to be fair.
NASCAR does need to be an Olympic sport.
The Ethiopian team is basically my bobsled idea, just in car version.
Who builds that stock car? What manufacturer do they use?
We build new drag system.
And 53 laps back on the leader, the Ethiopian team. He's been pitted for 27 laps because they're trying to afford the money to pay for the gas to refuel.
Oh. Oh, what's that coming over the ridge? It's a military Humvee. All right.
And listen, they won't finish last because I will pay off the United States to wreck South Africa's Cybertruck run by Elon Musk.
And the Cybertruck's right in the diamond mine. All right.
But I'm glad that we could add some things to the Olympics. Hopefully the committee watches and takes some ideas, and maybe we get the drunk Uber driver road circuit in 2028. Or maybe we do it in the winter.
In Los Angeles, so it's happening anyways. So
it's in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Who the hell idea was that?
The Olympics. So it's going to happen. Like, come on.
LA just feels a little condensed for that, don't you think? Like there's not a lot of room over there.
Well, they're just trying to set you
look,
up
hey, this is the best of the best, McChesney.
They're just trying to set you up for your Uber driving event. There has to be some adversity. It can't just be an open road.
Throw it in Boston. Or New York City. Actually, that might be just like the worst of the worst.
Welcome to Los Angeles. We've entered hour 9 of Uber driving, and the leaders moved 3 miles in this time.
Just like many of the fans coming to the event. All right.
Only 497 miles to go. This heart-throbbing event.
Real cathartic. All right. So those are your should-be Olympic games. Let's get to the more, I don't want to say sentimental, but the softer side of sports, the things that we are personally invested in, the things that we want to see, the things we have seen so far in the almost 8 months of 2024. And again, I stress it enough. I stress it again because don't know when we're going to be all in the same room again. So it's time to get these big overarching, big picture things on the table and talk about them as we all are diehard fans of sports. We are officially in the dog days of summer. Football is beginning to roll out. Patriots training camp started 2 days ago. I'll be in the stands on Sunday at Gillette Stadium. The MLB trade deadline.
Yards, but can't hit a receiver is wide the fuck open. Let's go, Joe Milton.
Jeez. Jeremy, you don't know the the crap I've had to take about how Joe Milton is actually the QB1, and we just drafted Drake May at 3.
I'm a Michigan fan. Joe Milton started at Michigan. I get the crap you're probably fucking taking, dude. I get it.
I'm like Joe Milton is like gonna be on the practice squad at best. Although I do find it
Bailey Zappi, who started games last year, so
I do find it hilarious that like the Patriots QB room for the last 2.5 years has been guys with like pea shooters for arms, and then in one offseason they got 3 quarterbacks with cannons, just overhauling that entire room. Like you got Jacoby Brissett, who might not be the best QB of all time by any means, but he can rip it. Drake May, we obviously know that arm talent. And then Joe Milton, who probably has the strongest arm the NFL has ever seen. He just can't hit the broadside of a barn. And then obviously there's Bailey Zappi there, who I'm not sure why he's still there. I probably would have demanded a trade if I was him.
He's starting day one. I'm just telling you right now.
Listen, man, I ate crow with Zappi the first time. I'm not doing it again. He is not starting by any means.
You said that last year, and he started like 3 games.
That's true.
No, he started more than that.
Exactly my point.
And then Mac Jones is just like absolutely blowing in Jacksonville camp right now. Like it's bad.
Dude, fucking Trevor Lawrence is not a QB1, and the fact that Mac's their backup is sad.
I mean, they're all just warming the seat for CJ Beathard to come in and, take Jags to the promised land. But anyways, the MLB trade deadline is quickly approaching. I believe that's Tuesday.
Is that still a sport?
It's debatable. NASCAR is just 4 weeks away from the playoffs. Just want to celebrate. Stokes, your driver's in, got that win at Texas. My driver's in, got that win at Chicago Street Course. Finally.
Mine?
Don't know how long I was waiting for that.
Mine?
Yeah, yours is actually in 2.
3
Let's
wins.
Go!
3 wins already. Just hasn't won since April.
Well, he's saving them. He used too many of them last year early. Now he needs them when they count.
No, right. And I bet like $30 on him last week, and he racked out. So not the biggest Billy Byron fan in the house right now.
Well, Liberty's not a real college, so sometimes his driving's not a real thing.
No, seriously, right?
He might be getting ready for an Olympic event.
And
he would be a great Uber passenger.
UFC 304 is this weekend, and WWE SummerSlam is next week. And I wrote that down because we all wanted Zoe to be here. We're all thinking about him and his stupid heart medication. Hopefully that his migraine clears up. He gets a little better and he can figure out that situation. Hopefully I can have him on this show again real soon, because I was really looking forward to chopping it up with Zoe. But lots of fun things going on, a lot of fun things coming up. Let's discuss the things we're looking forward to in sports, or lay out any predictions or thoughts in any areas of sports or entertainment. Nothing is off limits. Phelps, let's talk about sports in 2024. Let's talk about some of the highlights, some of the things you're looking forward to, any predictions, just free reign for the next 5 minutes if you want it.
Let's talk about it. I'm going to go completely off the rails from everything you said right there. For me, Good. I'm excited about a couple things. UFC 304 is okay. They're in England, so they went England heavy on the card, which is fine. Aspinall is a good fighter. Like the main and the co-main will be fine. I'm excited about UFC 305, which is Duplessis against Adesanya. Both are from Africa. Duplessis from South Africa. Adesanya is from, I think, Nigeria. And basically when Duplessis won the number 1 seed to fight Adesanya basically said that because he's white, he's not truly African, which started essentially a race war. And now they're about to fight each other, which is going to be fucking awesome. I am excited about this kind of fucking weird race war that's going to happen, but I think it's going to be great. I'm also excited about this upcoming NHL season. And I know the NHL just ended, but hear me out on why. So sports have gone safety heavy for good reason. Don't get me wrong. Safety is very relevant in the game today. People need to be able to live past the age of 45. But the NHL in the 90s, right after the lockout, maybe early 2000s, went away from fighting the league, went away from like questionably dirty plays, went away from all that shit. Panthers just won the NHL championship, right? And
Thanks for reminding me.
They play this rat ball style that's fucking awesome. I love the way the Panthers play. They are early 90s, scrappy, chippy, will fight you. I don't give a fuck. Awesome. Every league at the pro level is a copycat league, right? The Warriors win championships. All of a sudden now everybody's shooting 97 threes a game. The Chiefs air it out 100 times a game. So now every team's throwing the ball 100 times and running backs are irrelevant. Every league is a copycat league. I don't know what it is with baseball. I don't know. Somebody shifted 3 feet farther to the left. Anyway, but
it's banging trash cans. Get it right.
No, the thing is with baseball is since Shohei Ohtani, every player coming through the ranks thinks they're a two-way player.
I don't know. More guys are gonna start fucking gymnasts in college. I don't know. Anyway, so every league is a copycat league because the Panthers play this chippy, grinded out fucking style, and they lost in the championship the year before. I think more teams are going to start to play that way. I think more players are going to come back to being true enforcers, which used to be a thing back in the day. Now an enforcer doesn't exist as a player. I'm excited to see that. As a Red Wings fan, I'm excited to see the growth of the team and where they go. I truly still believe in Steve Yzerman. We've had a much more quiet offseason than I expect us to have, but I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And then I'm also very excited to see what happens with the U.S. national team and who we hire, how we go, and if they're actually halfway decently relevant in 2024 in the soccer hoops.
So you're saying with the hockey point that the Bruins' way of playing could finally become relevant again because it's a boys' club up here. We like our chippy grinders.
This is going to be an unpopular opinion on this podcast. The Bruins are fake tough guys. The Panthers are real tough guys, and there's a difference.
Listen, if we're fake tough guys because we lose, I can accept that.
You're fake tough guys because you fucking talk shit, but you play pretty. The Panthers are chippy as fuck. There is no team.
I have not enjoyed anything pretty about Bruins hockey. Personally, I don't think they play a very. I think Pastrnak does. I think Pastra's all finesse, no real grit. But
I think Marchand is too.
Marchand's weird. He's in a weird gray area. He's not very physical, but he's very chippy. You know what I mean? Like he's definitely more talent than he is punch you in the mouth. But he's still.
And that's everybody on Florida's squad is
exactly.
They're going to come off the bench. They're going to start off and they're going to fucking punch you in the mouth.
Hey, we got McAvoy and Carlo. We had Pat Maroon. I don't know what he's doing nowadays. I wish we kept Bertuzzi. Never thought I'd say that because I hate him, but
it's a whole team buy-in.
Bertuzzi's in Toronto now.
Yeah, I know.
He's not doing much there, but he's there.
He's losing to us in Game 7.
It's everybody in Florida, so you have a couple guys in Boston. Florida, it's a culture, and there's a huge difference, right? Like all four lines in Florida, you could put your fourth line in Florida against the one line for the team you're playing, and they'll go out and chip you up, fuck you up. Like there's a reason that fucking Draisaitl didn't do shit in the Stanley Cup Finals this year. There's a reason that for 3 games, McDavid didn't do shit. And yeah, he turned it on late. Don't get me wrong. But for 3 games, he was irrelevant. Draisaitl was irrelevant. No other team in the league figured out how to do that because no other team in the league is playing the style that the Panthers are, the Bruins included. And yeah, the Bruins have 1 or 2 guys who are chippy, but like as a Wings fan, like I look back into like the 90s, the grind line was a big thing in the early 90s, the late 90s. Like it was our third line. It was McCarty, Kozlov, and one other dude. Basically, they didn't score goals ever, I think, on a season between the 3 of them. They'd have like 7 goals. Their whole thing was, let's just go fucking grind it out. We're going to fucking wear down the other team, take out their number 1 options, be chippy as fuck, go to the box, put them on the ice. Like, you need that. You need that in the NHL. You need that in hockey. And I think just in sports in general, we've gotten so far away from it now. Just we need that in sports, period.
Stokes, what's on your what's on your mind as far as sports in 2024?
I'm looking ahead to 2025
already.
Yeah.
So the Packers are going to suck. The Padres blow. Chase Elliott's not making it to the championship four. The Gamecocks blow.
I never said any of that.
Hey, Spencer Rattler graduated, or at least isn't there anymore. I don't know if he
Thank
graduated.
Christ.
The Gamecocks don't necessarily blow. They might be better.
But if there's one thing that I perpetually look forward to, it's win number 100 for Wood Brothers Racing.
I told you when that's coming. I told you when it's coming.
It's not coming in 2024. It's
yes,
not.
It is.
No, it's fucking
yes, it
not.
is. Anybody,
and if it does, Harrison Burton can go to hell.
Yeah. Can you imagine? All right. I want to explain how. Jeremy, imagine like the Red Wings are coming up on their like 1,000th goal, like for a season or a career, however long, right? Like they are really marketing this as like, a big thing. And some dude you called up from the AHL scored it and somebody that you're going to cut at the end of the year.
Griffins, baby. Let's go.
Like imagine that instead of like somebody who's going to be there long term, like a Dylan Larkin or I don't know the Red Wings roster like that. But you know what I mean?
DeBrincat, Patrick Kane, yeah.
I do like DeBrincat. Kane's there? Totally forgot.
He's coming back for year 2.
The only hockey I really watch is Bruins hockey, so you can imagine just how much I love my life.
No cider, we got options.
But yeah, this is essentially the situation here with Wood Brothers Racing. They have a guy who's going to be out of that car, confirmed next year. He's not going to be driving that famous 21 car. So imagine the scenes when he gets that 100th win that they've been riding on for the last, like, I don't know how many years.
Nope.
He's out of the car next year.
Ain't happening. He ain't going to be able to drive a fucking Uber. No fucking way. That guy.
Listen, anybody can win at Daytona. Austin Dillon won at Daytona.
I was there for that. You know how he won that? He put Eric Almirola into turn 3 at 210 miles per hour and said it was clean.
You don't think Harrison Burton can do that?
No, because he won't be at the front. That's the difference.
You don't have to be at the front for more than one lap.
He's terrible. No, so long term, that's what I'm really looking for. Cease at the time of recording today through the second no-hitter, Padres history.
Let's go.
First one came by way of Joe Musgrove in 2021. So, I'm looking forward to more dominant fucking pitching, especially as Joe gets better. Bullpen is starting to come alive a little bit. Closers are showing up. It's a really weird thing in San Diego, right? So I'm looking forward to pitching down the stretch and them getting healthy, seeing them make an actual playoff run this year. Other than that, hey, I'm excited about the Packers again for the first time in forever.
Is Rob going to end his holdout and actually play this year?
Yeah, when's he got to sign that contract?
Whenever he fucking feels like it.
The Packers just went out today and said it's going to take time. We're in no rush to get it done.
Yeah, they've been saying that since the start of camp. So, look, he knows the playbook. He's working out. I'm not worried.
He's paid as a top 10 quarterback. He's not a top 10 quarterback in the league right now.
No, yeah, I'll agree with that. He's got some development going on.
Although it's weirdly a bold move. Like, I guess in theory, if you're far and away a team starting quarterback and you're saying I want top 10 money and I'll hold out going into the season if you don't pay me, it's going to be interesting to see. Do you then get top 10 money just because you're the best option and you're not playing?
That happened with Daniel Jones.
Yeah. So, look, I'm all for players getting paid. That's not going to change. Look, Packers are going to be fun to watch again. Those last years of Aaron Rodgers were just like, shoot me in the fucking head. So I'm looking forward to sports being fun again, I guess is the low and short of it.
Any wild predictions?
No, because I don't want to jinx nobody.
You can jinx Clemens by saying they're going to win the ACC and then they don't.
Yeah, they have to win the transfer portal first.
Dabo getting vocal again about this whole now scholarship limits don't exist anymore thing. Like, I don't know why Dabo's all of a sudden become the fucking poster boy for sports. Which, don't get me wrong, it's an entirely hour and 15 minutes separate show to talk about the fucking legislation that went into place this week about the now just scholarship limits just don't exist anymore from a bunch of different reasons. But the fact that Dabo's the ones coming out there and saying, like, well, this is ridiculous. Jesus doesn't love no scholarship limits. There's a whole lot going on there with that.
It's right here in the Bible.
The Bible says thou shalt have 85 scholarship athletes per year and as many walk-ons as you can carry.
Jesus didn't die for this crap. Anyways.
Jesus had hair just like Trevor Lawrence. You know where that Trevor Lawrence played? He played right here at Clemens.
Right in front of Jesus' broken rock and everything. Amen.
Trevor Lawrence married himself a nice Christian girl from Anderson University who's very Christian. Go Jesus.
Maybe somebody should make Clemens in NCAA and replace Clemson with them.
It's a good thing Stoach doesn't have NCAA 25 because Stoach would make Clemens.
I'll give him my
I've
Xbox
been playing all day. I'll
give him
playing
my Xbox to do it.
25. I have that fucking game. I
fucking go.
Yeah. I won't play anybody on it because my South Carolina Gamecocks, I put it on fucking freshmen. And I beat the Ohio State University in the Columbus, Ohio by, let's call it 113-7. So fuck you.
Why did you go?
How did you live in core 7?
It was a last minute play, and I just let everybody dive out of the way because I was like, you know what? Give them that.
You're such a nice
Don't want to
guy.
be accused of running up the score or anything.
No, God, no.
Exactly.
No padding stats. It's only 2 of my quarterbacks that are up for the Heisman now. So,
Very good.
yeah.
Yeah. So let's just run down the line here. The Red Sox are actually watchable for the first time in a couple of years. That's awesome.
Even though they just gave up 20 runs to the Rockies yesterday.
We're not going to talk about that. The Rockies in their cheating altitude.
The Rockies, in their true fashion, who also gave up 5 runs in that game. God forbid we have a 20-1 game. 20-5. Why the fuck not, Rockies?
I mean, listen. Okay, we don't get to pick that the Rockies have to, cheat with their altitude and play in the mountains, and absolutely juice up those baseballs.
To fucking 10.5 for years, as Julius Shasheen can tell you.
But Alex Cora was extended 3 years yesterday, $7 million per year. Very happy about that. Didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming at all with the way that he's talked about ownership and management. But Breslow flew out to Colorado to make sure this deal gets done. And it's done. We got a big series against the Yankees this weekend. Getting a sweep. And we'll go from there. I think the Red Sox are going to be in the playoffs. I think they're going to be a team that nobody wants to play. And we'll make it fun. We'll make it interesting. And it's just consistent steps forward from here on out. The Patriots.
How many draft picks are the Orioles going to give the Tigers for Tariq Skubal that the Tigers are going to use for somebody that will never have fucking anything around them?
7.
That would be peak Tigers.
That's just what they do. The same way the Rockies will trade away a hitter and then not use those picks to draft a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
It's funny you think he went out there to sign Cora. Just saying.
Yeah. You guys are a bunch of cool guys.
Who wants some more money and a stable job for 3 years? All right.
We're big fans of Cora over here in Boston. We're happy to have him. Glad he's the man for the job. The New England Patriots. My expectations are low, to say the least. The defense should be happy. The defense should be very good. It should continue to be very good. Gerard Mayo was a fine defensive coach. Defense shouldn't lose a step. The offense, on the other hand, a lot of new faces around the team. Alex Van Pelt coming over from Cleveland. This will be his first time full-time calling plays. We got Ben McAdoo as an offensive assistant. We'll see how well that goes over. The We'll see about this quarterback. We'll see about this quarterback room. I don't know when Drake May will start. I expect Jacoby to be the starter, as Gerard Mayo said, but we'll kind of see how that goes.
You're wrong. You should expect Bailey Zappi to be the starter.
If I am expecting Bailey Zappi to be the starter, I'm expecting another top 3 pick.
Well, you fucking didn't expect that last year, and guess what? You guys didn't have.
I didn't expect a top 3 pick either, and that's where he got us.
To a not top 3 pick? Yeah, good job.
No, it was a top 3 pick. We picked 3rd.
Well, it wasn't a top 2 pick.
Right, because he won too many games. Right.
So he was better than Justin Fields, exactly.
But we drafted the guy I wanted anyway. I wanted Drake May over Daniels, and I would have taken Caleb Williams, but Drake May just feels like a better fit. Like, he's a fun guy.
Don't think Daniels or Williams are going to be good, but that's a different story. Every single Lincoln Riley quarterback's always failed in the league.
I hope you're right. And Drake May is the QB1 of the class. That's what I want.
I truly think he was the best quarterback in this class, but go ahead.
No, I really do. I really hope that turns out to be true.
Joe Milton might have been QB too. Anyway, go ahead.
Jesus Christ. Where does that put JJ McCarthy? Just out of curiosity, Mr. Fundamentals.
As a Michigan fan, we ran the ball a fuck ton for a reason. Did anybody else? Maybe it was just me. Like a couple days into training camp, there's a reporter just doing an interview, and he's like just talking, like JJ's throwing in the background. There's a receivers coach just hanging out. His hands are right here, and JJ throws the ball and it goes like here, and the coach just like.
There's a reason why Sam Darnold is going to have a redemption season over there in Minnesota.
JJ can't even stop his dad from fucking touching his girlfriend's ass, man. So, I don't know. JJ is not the fucking leader of a team.
No, absolutely not. Sam Darnold is a leader of men, actually.
Sam Darnold is a leader of mono-filled men, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Bought a ping pong
Have
table.
you guys talked about Kirk Cousins in Atlanta? Like how that... how much of a culture change that is for him?
Can I just say that watching receivers, Brock Purdy is a young Kirk Cousins. I don't know if you guys watch receivers yet or not.
I have not.
Brock, it's pretty. I mean, it's it's the same.
I saw Devontae Adams ripping Jimmy G a new one on Twitter. I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, it's good. Most of it focuses on George Kittle and his wife for some weird reason. Anyway, but no, Brock Purdy he's just a young Kirk Cousins. He's in every way, like they'll have a bad game and it'll be like, guys, you tried your hardest and you gave your best effort. That's what matters. Go 49ers. I'm like, wow, you are Kirk in a fucking nutshell, dude. Good job, Brock.
Who wants popsicles?
My wife cut up some oranges for everybody to have at halftime. And so you guys can feel rejuvenated going into the second half.
Yeah, but Kirk in Atlanta, I'm excited to see how that goes down. That should be awesome. I want them to be the in-season Hard Knocks. Penix, yeah. No, that's an interesting. It's a whole. That's it. They didn't even tell him that they were going to take a quarterback round 1. And not only did they take a quarterback round 1, they took the oldest one. They took the oldest one they could have taken.
Kirk was so upset that I think he used poopy words like "gosh" and "darn it."
He was sending angry emojis to Tom Telesco.
This gosh darn front office didn't tell me that you were taking that golly quarterback with a golly top 10 pick. Shucks. I'm just so shucking angry right now.
Yeah, he was pissed. I
almost raised my voice to a 3.
He went home and put on soft rock that night. That's how mad he was.
He went,
babe, are you okay? You're playing yacht rock radio right now.
Honey, I need gosh dagnabbit minute.
He went from Creed to Skillet. That's how bad it was.
He was awake. He was alive.
He needs a hero to save him now.
Michael Penix might be that hero.
Yeah, I bet. But yeah, Patriots, if they have a 6-7 win season, I'm happy. I'm expecting 5 wins. It's a tough schedule. We don't have a bye week until week 14, and that's not even following our London trip. We take a London trip at week 12, and we play another 2 games before we get a bye week. It's
Who
bad.
do you play in London? Jacksonville? Because they have like 9 London games every year.
Is it Jacksonville we play in London?
It's like the only team that plays in London.
Stand by. Patriots schedule. No, not 2023. That already happened. 2024. London. I forget who it is. It could be Jacksonville.
Jacksonville has like 9 London games every year. I don't know why they're London's team, but
It is Jacksonville in October. Yep. And then we come back 7 days later, play the Jets at home. There shouldn't be any problems with that. Shouldn't be injured to hell.
For listeners of this show who have not listened to Floral Foolishness Sports, just because I come off as a drunk asshole doesn't mean I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, I had assumed that you were right, but I was like, we played an international game last year. We played Germany and London. We played Colts in Germany. Like,
yeah,
it was.
And my Packers get fucking stabbed in Brazil to start.
Yeah,
nobody's allowed to wear green, right?
Yeah, when it's the Packers and the Jets, the 2 greenest teams in the league.
It's fucking ridiculous, man.
I've been saying forever. I've been saying forever that the NFL should just put us 3 in charge of everything.
Dude, I don't disagree. I'm just going to go ahead and say that CONCACAF fucking Gold Cup is going to happen again in Brazil. They're going to have to unflood the stadium 4 times. People are just going to be fucking like jumping and fucking. There's going to be 12 people to a seat. All of them looking to stab both teams.
What other sport? I touched on baseball. I touched on football, hockey. I mean, the Bruins. They're not expecting a lot. I've been expecting the step back forever, and they just like haven't taken it yet. They've gone from Stanley Cup contenders to playoff contenders now, but I still expect them to make it to the playoffs. And then if we play anybody but the Leafs round 1, it's a loss. But if I see Leafs on the schedule, we're winning in 7 every time.
They'll still be in the playoffs. I mean, they're the 2 seed overall last year. I mean, behind the Panthers, which isn't bad at all, but they're drafting developmental guys. Like the kid they took this year is
6'6" defenseman or whatever he is, or was he a center?
He was a center, but he's like 17. He hasn't even gone to college yet. He was still like a high school kid in Canada. Like he's 5 to 6 years away from even being close to being in the league. Like that's a long-term development.
No, yeah. When we drafted John Beecher,
they're going to be good for 5 years. But I'm like, with how old your team is, Taylor Hall's in Chicago now. Like, I don't know if you can bank on Krejci and Marchand and Pasternak being your guys for the next.
Krejci's gone, isn't he?
Yeah. Him and Hall, right.
So, yeah, we'll see. They should make the playoffs. They should be in contention to win a series, but that second round, if we play in New York or Florida, it's gonna be a bad deal. Which basketball, the Phoenix Suns, yes, the worst money team in the NBA. No real point guard still, but we went and hired Bucks coach Mike Budenholzer, so we'll see how that goes.
Right,
I expect the Suns to once again make the playoffs, either by play-in or they'll be the 6th seed, and hopefully we can actually not get swept like we did last year. That was painful to watch Minnesota do what they did to us. So we'll see how that goes. College football, Minnesota Golden Gophers. They're winning the title again. I've been saying it every single year. They have the Granite State Gopher, Max Brosmer at quarterback. We are very happy to see that as he hands the ball off 40 times a game because Minnesota does not pass by any means. And we'll see how that goes in the Big 25 or whatever it is now.
The Big 36, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
They're actually the exact middle ground between Rutgers and Cal.
Just wait till those West Coast teams get into whatever they call that stadium up there in Minnesota. And
The Gopher Hole.
Yeah, and then finally, my favorite sport now. Shout out to Stokes, NASCAR. Alex Bowman finally gets that win at Chicago. Stokes can vouch for the pain that I've gone through the last year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
You certainly signed me up with a driver that I had to be loyal to see get a win. You didn't pair me up with a Byron who, since I became a fan, wins 8 races in a year. Chase Elliott, most popular driver, still only has the 1 win, but has been probably the most consistent driver in the sport. Or Kyle Larson, who, as much as some people might roll their eyes and groan, is a top 3 talent in motorsports across the world. You gave me the 4th guy.
Yeah, I gave you the other guy, and it worked out fucking perfectly, didn't it?
Haven't gotten quite the results that I've wanted, that I've hoped for out of a Hendrick Motorsports car, but I get the road course win on, of course, a timed race instead of going to a lap, so everybody has to tell me how Mickey Mouse it is that he won it. But I went and bought the $200 die cast. I went and bought the 2 T-shirts. I fully invested, and I am looking forward to the rest of the season where he backs his ass into a championship, and I just tell everybody to shove it.
Can I ask a random question here?
Go.
Does part of you feel like you should have spent this $200 on 1 can of paint to paint all the patches that are behind you on the wall there underneath the TV?
No, because I'm not usually down here.
All right. Well, if you don't care, then that's what matters. I'm just worried about you.
No, this is my stepdad's office, and I'm not sure what happened to that wall.
What does he do for a living that he's punched so many holes in the wall in anger? Lost another goddamn client.
That's probably not. It's probably not that, but it's dealing with his employees that he might have to punch some walls into. But I don't remember
Jimmy showed up at 12:04 again. Son of a bitch.
Tables.
I don't remember that.
Tables.
I don't remember that being a problem when we first moved in. That's weird.
All of my logic's making sense here.
No, you got to be right.
Goddamn tables.
There's our laundry room is over there, and there's a big chip in the door, and it was from when my little brother Christian was down here when he was living with us. He was sitting here playing with his games or whatever, and I told him, "Hey, throw your phone at the wall just to screw them," and he actually did it, and it caused a huge chip in the door, and so. In order to get my mom not to notice when she came down here, he put a poster over it. And
so that's how the wall got fucked up. He's continuing to play.
Yeah, no, he's like, let me just throw my phone at the wall now.
You're talking my favorite game, phone toss. Woo!
Yeah. That's an Olympic sport. And my little brother's going to represent the country. But good, solid hour and a half of sports banter in the books. Stokes, Jeremy, thank you once again for coming on and shooting the shit at 12 a.m. on a Thursday night, Friday morning.
It's Friday.
Looking forward to seeing each of you again, whether it be in person or virtual. And go check out Floral Foolishness.
Sports!
Stokes, you look a little disappointed that you didn't wait longer.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right.
Well, I thought McChesney was going to steal it from us again. I was just trying to take our white man back.
Go check out their podcast on where you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Any new episodes planned for you guys coming out anytime soon? Or are you just kind of wing it?
Soon.
It's always soon.
Probably sometime next week if I had to take a guess.
Good. Very, very much looking forward to that.
If you never listened to our show, there's 12 out already. We talk about the NFL's clear bag policy at the Pro Bowl games. We talk about the enhanced games and the fact that their medical community aren't real doctors. There's a lot of great content on there.
I can vouch for it.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it's an adventure.
Oh, dude,
it is.
A fucking train wreck, but in the best way.
Between poetry slams and Giuseppe, which is a segment I like to listen to more than I like to participate in. It's a good time over there at Floral Foolishness.
Stoczy, do you have a Nardo Wick ready to go? Do you have a poetry slam?
Do I?
If you do, feel free.
If you talk for 15 more seconds, I will.
Okay. Jeremy, is Bo Nix starting week 1?
I feel like he has to. I don't know who your other options are.
Jarrett Stidham?
Yeah, because that's a legitimate starting quarterback in the NFL. Sure, why not?
Listen, some Patriots fans believed it.
I think that, I don't know, like if Brian Hoyer can start a week, then why not just say, fuck it. Let's go ahead and say Bo Nix is our guy week 1. Let's go.
Ryan Tannehill's still looking for a job.
It's true. Brian Tannehill is still looking for a job. Blake Bortles, I'm sure you could probably sign at this point. Well, you'd sign him out of retirement. People did that with Brady, so.
God, I wish Brady stayed retired. That last year was bad.
I wish he'd
I didn't need to see that.
You know, it's just life, really. You know, even Bronk know this is not real money. So
that roast.
A Nardo Wick poetry slam, you say?
Oh, I do actually.
Hell yeah! All right, so this is a fine rendition by Glorilla. It's spelled Glorilla. Glorilla. I hope I'm saying that right. It's called TGIF. Yay, because it's Friday. The intro, and for all of you B movie lovers out here, get ready for this. The intro goes, Glorilla. They said the name in the song. On the gang, gang. Huh? Chai's hard. That's in parentheses. It just says Chai's hard. I don't know why. Hey! That's your intro to this wonderful song. Chorus. It's 7 p.m. Friday. Yep. It's 95 degrees. Woo! I ain't no bad word, and no bad word ain't got me. Let's go. I'm about to show my ass. Bow! These bad words love a freak. Huh? How the fuck is your man? It was back to back. I don't know. If he right here with me. The fuck? Hey! I guess I got the Fonz in this. Oh, God. That makes it so much worse. Yeah. Turned up with my bad words. Hey! Turned up with my bitches. Fonz. It was actually A, but I added that in. Turned up at my shows. Yeah. Cuzzo got that blicky? Hey! 60,000 fans come to see me do my dance. Huh? Got 1,000,001 haters, and then they can all kiss my ass. Mwah! Poetry.
He's a Glorilla is a wordsmith for a generation. I also have a submission, and I'm going to take mine a different direction here. Earlier in the show, we talked about Quad Brutal by Austrian Death Machine. I have a song off of this new album. It's called Don't Be Lazy. And this song, if you're not familiar with it, goes... You probably also grunt doing arm curls, thinking that your flabby physique is supposed to impress all the girls. The only place that you were swole is between the ears from having to carry that toxic brain for all these years. It does not matter if you fix your physique, you're ugly inside, careless and weak. Listen here, Mr. Broman douchebag. I know you think you're strong, but my grandma also works out here and she's not going to move 500 pounds. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Re-rack your weights. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Re-rack your weights. You better put that plate away. You better put those dumbbells in the right place. Don't be lazy. Re-rack your weights. Here comes my grandma, so you better move fast. I told her to report to me, so you better not make her have to ask. And then it goes into guitar solo, and it says, please re-rack your weights. Oh, you poor baby, you must be tired. After all these looks in the mirror you admired. That's weakness right there. But I don't care how much weight you move. Put it all back or I'll remove you. I don't care how much weight you move. Put it all back or I'll remove you. And then it goes back into the chorus talking about re-racking your weights. Do you think your time's more important than mine? I'll give you some time to think about it right after I rearrange your spine.
There we go. That's to all of you gym fuckers out there with your cyber trucks who are just like, oh man, that was a hard 30-minute session of doing 3 sets of something.
I got to get out of here before the rain comes. I don't have time to re-rack this.
I need 5 more selfies. Hold on.
And
1, 2, rainstorm.
And that was your poetry slam.
Yes.
It's a weekly. It's not weekly. It's a episodic segment.
Mm-hmm.
Every
Sometimes
episode.
weekly, sometimes monthly. It just depends on how we feel.
I tried to find one really quick, but like I don't have one. I don't have one locked up and loaded.
Wow.
Yeah, it's literally the whitest people.
The youth of America can't find it, while the fucking old goats here just have them locked and loaded and ready to go.
Listen, it's a lot funnier because like you guys might not understand some of the lingo and language that they use, and I do. So like when you say it, it just feels so ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's the point.
Kind of the
Where
entire
if I
point
do
of the
it,
segment, if I'm being honest with you here.
Where if I do it, like my tone is gonna use it is gonna be like the tone will be more appropriate. Where it's like you're just saying shit.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes it funnier. It would taint the whole segment if I did one.
This whole segment started over the fact that we just feel like Nardo Wick as a child could have used a hug and somebody to tell him that you matter. And then if that had been the case, he just wouldn't be so angry now. So, Nardo, if you don't listen to Floral, but you do listen to the Foxboro Beatcast, hey, if you need a hug, the guys on Floral, we got you, bud. Nardo, we're here for you. I know you're from Jacksonville, but we're here for you.
All right. Well, I suppose this is a good place to end it. Stokes, Jeremy, thanks for coming on. Thanks for bringing your best. You always do. Hopefully, have you back real soon. This was a good test for the vocal cords, a good test for the brain, and we'll be good to go. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, follow the show. Make sure you go check out Floral Foolishness.
Sports!
And go give them a review, follow the show, and do all that. Listen intently, and you'll learn something new. I promise. We'll be back eventually. Not going to promise anything. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then.
Thanks for tuning in to this edition of the Foxboro Beatcast. Make sure you like and subscribe, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.